Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel, and today we're going to be talking about tow bars. As you can see, I've had a tow bar fitted to my 2009 S80 D5, and along that sort of journey I've learned a few bits, so I'm going to sort of give you guys a spiel of what I know in terms of what you need to consider when choosing a tow bar, and also what you can do with your tow bar in terms of your licensing and sort of your legal obligations when towing. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So the one I went for is a fixed tow bar with 7-pin electrics, and we'll move on to the electrics in a minute. But essentially there are three types of tow bar. There is this one, which is a fixed one. You then have a detachable one, which literally, the clue is in the name, you can detach it by hand, or you can have a retractable one, which is really fancy. And the only time I've ever seen one of those is on a V12 powered 7 Series. You can get on most cars nowadays, but it's an electric one that folds out and comes out like that, so it's quite a fancy bit of kit really. So the reason I went for fixed is because, to be honest, the detachable one was another £160 on top of this fixed one, and the benefits wasn't really worth it in my eyes. A lot of the people that I spoke to who had detachable said they didn't actually ever bother taking it off, and the reason I was going to go for the detachable one was sort of aesthetics, sort of because I do a lot of photography on the car and that sort of thing. If you follow my Instagram, you'll know. But actually, what I did work out was actually you still had sort of all this crap under here that was all contained in some big box that stuck out on the bottom of the car, so actually you didn't really get any aesthetic gain. So I went for the fixed one just because it was sort of reasonable price, and because I intend to do quite a bit of towing with it, that was the plan really, that I wouldn't really need it in the long term. So let's move on to the electrics, and this, as you can see, is a 7-pin, which means that there are 7 pins in there, as you can see. So you can get two types of electrics. You can get 7-pin or 13-pin. All 13-pin is essentially more avenues for power to power whatever you are towing. So this is sort of a typical trailer or bike rack setup. 13-pin is going to be more if you want to power the fridge in your caravan and things like that. Some trailers do have 13-pin as well, but really it doesn't matter too much in terms of what you get, because you can just buy adapters that will sort the issue out straight away anyway, for about £10. So I went for 7-pin just because it was the cheapest option, and it's sort of the most universal in terms of trailers and bike racks, which is what I'm going to be using it for. I'm not really going to be using it for caravans, because I'm not really interested in that sort of thing. So that's why I went for the 7-pin. Obviously your conditions and your intentions are going to dictate what you go for, but yeah, it's a useful thing to consider, because you don't want to just have to buy a adapter for the sake of it. So yeah, that's sort of the basics of choosing the right tow bar. So let's talk about what the legalities are regarding what you can and can't tow. So I've got a standard a B license, which means I can drive cars, and also means that I can tow up to a certain weight. So the maximum weight vehicle I can drive is 3.5 tons. This car is just about 1,700 kilos, which is obviously 1.7 tons. So that means that I can actually tow a trailer sort of any weight, as long as the total of the car and the trailer doesn't exceed 3.5 tons. So in theory I could tow an 1,800 kilo trailer. If you have your C1 plus E, you can then tow your B plus E. I'm getting confused with the HGVs stuff, but if you then get your trailer license, basically you can tow sort of an unlimited weight, providing it's safe to do so with the vehicle. So that is your sort of next consideration that you need to make, is the weight of your vehicle. Most people recommend towing between sort of 60 to 80% of your maximum vehicle weight. So this car here is rated at 2 tons towing capability, but actually what they do is they say that for sort of safer towing, you should use the weight of the vehicle, and then don't tow anything sort of more than 90% of the weight of the vehicle, just so you've got more weight on the front of the rig and in the vehicle than you have on the trailer. Those of you that are more experienced, you can actually tow sort of 100% and slightly over your vehicle's actual weight if you're sort of experienced and know what you're doing. But another thing you need to consider is that a lot of the maximum weights on these are braked, which just means the trailers have got brakes on them. So this car was rated to 2,100 kilos, the S80 D5, as is the sort of XE70 and the V70, whereas that's the maximum, but unbraked, it's a maximum of 750 kilos on these cars. So that's another thing you should sort of bear in mind. You shouldn't be just chucking as much stuff as you can on the trailer, because you need to make sure you've got the right trailer for the car to do the weight. So yeah, in terms of price, this tow bar setup, fully installed, everything, cost me £260, which is a pretty reasonable cost, really, compared to other quotes I was getting. It's a Tow Trust tow bar, which is sort of one of the industry leading tow bar manufacturers, and yeah, it was a local company to me called West Mercia Towing, or Mercia Towing, in Hereford, and they were absolutely fantastic. They sorted it all within about an hour and a half, and yeah, I've now got a tow bar I can put stuff on. So if you'd like to see a bit more content regarding that, let me know. I've got to do a video sort of talking about putting bike racks on and stuff as well. Yeah, that's it, guys. I hope the video's been useful. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.